So our topic is entertainment, so we come with different ideas. One is the theme park. Like you can form a theme park with the agricultural activities incorporated in, but turns the different agricultural activity into a more fun way to do. So it will attract people to, yeah. And then the second one is agriculture. This is like incorporated into this. And this one is agricultural social networking. So it's like what do you grow and who eat this. It will form a kind of like social networking app and connect people together. And this is an agriculture game, which also actually going under the theme park. Well, we'll explain this later. And the virtual reality farm from home is like you can actually remote control the farm activities where you are maybe stay at home with kind of like you're playing a certain game, and whatever game you play, it will start a kind of farm activities in the farm field. So it's like control it from a long distance where you're playing a game. And this one is competition. It's like along the way you play the game, you will gain different amount of game points. So it will actually exchange a real vegetable or food for you when you're getting a certain amount of game points. And this one is like a different events festival songs. So it's like from different, maybe, I don't know, like stars will come here from a kind of concert in the agriculture field or something like that. And this is like, for example, I don't know if you guys know, like Hikaru no Go, this kind of thing. It causes many people start to learn certain kind of skills or play tennis because of a certain type of anime it triggers people. So we're thinking about maybe like making an anime and manga based on agricultural activities to trigger more young people want to do the thing, and even there be more people to go agricultural field to do the agriculture so that they can do the cosplay, and it's also target on the otaku people.
What do they look? What are they going to wear?
Like different form. It can be anything. Yeah. So we choose the theme park and the game because they have to expand on them. Like actually the game we found out it will go on the theme park also, like a different section in the theme park. For example,
not necessarily.
Okay.
No, actually, I mean, it can go, but it's also because we have a few ideas for games. So first of all would be maybe just have your virtual farm, which you play on, and then you collect virtual coins, and then eventually you earn a reward related to the farm. So maybe you get sent a plant, or you get a day at the farm. And then backwards also, so maybe you're harvesting things in your farm, and then you earn points, and then something happens that you unlock level in games and stuff. The other one is working in the farm, so maybe just having a virtual reality, just making everything like a game. So if you're operating a machine, and instead of seeing just plants being cut down or something, it become a game. So it just makes it more entertaining. Is there something you want to add?
It's like, for example, you go to you are input those nutrients. Instead, you are actually put the nutrient on in the farm field. What you see is like maybe their fruit dropping down the sky. Whatever you do is like cutting the fruit. It's like a fruit ninja, so turns everything into a game. And then we also have like a toy tools. So the farm tools will become like a toy tool. So for example, you are harvesting, cutting things. Depends on different motions you make, it will come out different. Ching! This kind of sound. And then
okay, and then the other idea was like maybe theme parks, so getting kids involved into agriculture, so like field trips to the farm, so maybe kids can drive the tractors, or there's actually roller coasters related things that would happen to the field. Another one would be maybe hosting events at the farm, so like just inviting a chef, so then you go out, you pick up your fruits and stuff, and then whatever you pick up, the chef will turn it into a recipe.
Yeah, so it's like depend on whatever you pick, you come very personalized dishes, and you can develop that. Like later, you can just share it with your family.
Yeah.
I see. So you can combine some of the things. I mean, you can come up with the recipe, and then you can do the social networking kind of thing. Okay,
kind of thing.
They're all kind of correlated.
Excellent.
This one, we're thinking about, so we learned a lot about JA, the associations, like the banks that loan farmers. but supposedly they are quite corrupt and take advantage of the farmers. So we're thinking of ways to bypass that and do like community fund. Just say you have an idea to start a farm, you try to raise it through the cloud to your community to give you money, and then in exchange you get a share of the crops at the end of the harvest season. Another idea we had is, so now we have a lot of modern skyscrapers that are just corporate buildings. I think we can start thinking about vertical growing buildings that are for architecture, for building, for food. And then the farmers can, in exchange, it's exclusive residence for the farmers that live inside, and interesting collaborations with famous architects and gardeners might be available. So another that we kind of touched on the tourism board a little bit is the architectural tourism. You go to a place, a rural place, like we went to Kochi where we made a washi paper. So, and then the washi paper, when it was finished, it was mailed back to us. So we're thinking of the similar thing. You go to a place, you help out with the agricultural activities, and then at the end of the harvest season, your produce is mailed to you. And then just the typical ideas of vertical gardens where you just have it on some kind of structure outside of existing buildings that grows plants and vegetables. This particular idea we really liked was turning the supermarkets into the gardens themselves, where instead of the produce sitting on the shelves, they are being grown in the supermarket, and then it can be managed by the community themselves, and then you get a share of the sales for your contribution to the growth. And we thought somehow turning this into like a community center where people help out with the growing, they can communicate with each other, and then maybe advocate some interest in the agricultural activities. We have another side.
Wow.
So this one, we thought maybe education is really lacking in the agricultural field. Perhaps integrating schools that teach agriculture, and then having farms that provide food for the community around the school. And this is our favorite idea. I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's amazing. We thought, like, what if the gardens weren't, because the city is really populated. It's just so dense. What if the gardens are floating on cliffs over the city, right? As the blimp passes through clouds, it's filtering the water and getting the supplies that way. And then it's solar powered, right? And so by the end of it, once the produce is done, it just rains down on you and just catch it with nets. Yeah, that's it.
Right. We are discussing how we increase the value of agriculture by using the tourism. So we focus on the program for agritourism, and we said two target. One is family for children, adults, etc. for educational purpose, and the other is for tourists, especially from Western people. Because for Asian people, agri-tourism to Japan is less attractive because they have similar climate and similar methods for cultivate or something. So our target is people from Western country. And also, what can make the tour more attractive is quite depend on the menu. So we have to think about the various menu in accordance with the need or something. And what we consider is first, need regularly visit. It means not end up with one-time visit. So that's a repeated visit to the farm, from seeding to harvesting. So yes, and next one is they can have their own trees or farm in order to make a repeat visiting to the farm through the tourism. And also, it's not very good for foreign tourists because they come from far from Japan, so it's not easy for them to repeat to visiting. So in that case, we have to set a short-term program or long-term program or something, which can be very feasible. And some in terms of some agriculture point, we have to set clear rules to prohibit tourists that they cannot inside from this line or something to keep their confidentiality or something. And next is we can set various participation fees in accordance with the agricultural approach. For example, in case we have a tour for organic vegetable, the fee could be more expensive than non-organic food or something. And next program is can be more attractive with foreigners, so they can stay in the farmer's house and experience the Japanese old or traditional culture. And also they can learn Japanese cooking and food literacy, for example, which apple is more taste good or not. So they can bring this knowledge back to their home by participate in this tourism. And finally, if we want to this tourism program into a reality, we need some specific agency. So far, the NPO works as a tourism agency for agriculture, but it's not enough. So maybe we can have an association or something or some authority issue. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, we needed. We thought we needed to change the image of farmers that normal people had, and we thought that we needed to come up with a successful farmer and a star icon, someone like Steve Jobs of the farming industry. Maybe. Yeah, young people like Steve Jobs. And so we thought we needed to come up with a story, and in the story, I think. Our icon needs to fail a little bit, so we can feel that he's like no different from us, and he might be some very interested in the IT industry or the mechanical engineering industry, and he can go into the agriculture business and be very successful, make a lot of money, and be very creative, have a good work-life balance, be global, be cool. All the stuff that young people want, right?
How do you call? What do you call them? Do you call them super farmer or super?
Maybe Kato-san. Maybe like super farmer. I don't know.
Farm jobs.
And we thought we needed a lot of media attention and investment, so maybe like making a TV program to promote that our star, our icon, would be pretty nice. And well, I guess like Japanese people like people who have like a philosophy in their job, like. You know, we see programs on television like Profession or Cambodia Q, and I guess Japanese people really emphasize philosophy in their business. So maybe putting that philosophy in our star would be one of the ways to be successful. Is there anything you guys might want to add?
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we make a star and with some philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And with a lot of media exposure.
Right.
Okay, great. Let's go to the next one.
Basically, we first thought of what can we do. So that would be vertical rooftops or portable farming plots, I guess you can call them. Or should we have rooftop gardens? Now, rooftop gardens usually was the thing that kind of caught our eye. But we also started to expand on that idea. What do we need to consider? What are the factors that we need to consider when it comes to farming? And the main three things that we caught were space, people, or what comes, people's interest, people's responsibility regarding, and of course, money. And And then we kept on going back to that idea of a rooftop garden. How could we make that work? Do we want to make it a communal thing? Do we want to, because Japanese people, for some crazy reason, they are very careful about, very strict about PET bottles, burning trash, or, yeah, so that doesn't happen anywhere around the world, and I can tell you, usually. So, keeping that in mind, can we make that a communal thing? Can we say, hey, it's your turn to do the trash, or it's time to take out the trash. Oh wait, also take care of the communal garden. You know, as a community, or can we take it as a business thing? And do you want to bring people in? Do you want people to do everything, or do you want a third party that ties the community together with the idea of farming? We didn't really end up with one conclusion. I think we needed more time for that. But we also considered factors like who will be our targets, who will be our customers. Would it be a single household, old people, local restaurants? I guess people would think about food safety, freshness, a lot of ideas, a lot of things all over the place. But the main ideas that we kept going back to were using the suburban areas, I guess, and rooftop gardens and vertical gardening and mobile gardening. I wish we had more time. That's basically it.
But you have you're going to make it sort of community kind of thing.
Yes, that was one of our ideas.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We believe that the art is the effective way to change image or perception of agriculture. Currently, unfortunately, agriculture has a bad image, like hard work, low tech, dirty, mean, and then not fun. And then we gonna change the image of agriculture with art. And for example, hard work. We can take a picture of rice field, and then that will, when we look at the pictures, a beautiful picture, we can be relaxed, right? And then low tech. From, for example, the machine, for example, like a transformer from the movie industry, come out from the movie, and then try to, harvest. Then that could be cool, and then high tech, right? And then also, I have a friend who lives in Niigata Prefecture. She is a farmer, but she also designed farmer suits. And then that's very beautiful and cute. So agriculture can be beautiful and cute, right? And then finally, we have entertainment with related to art. For example, vegetable arrangements, like flower arrangements. That's really fun. Then hopefully we can attract more younger age who can support next agriculture. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi everyone. I'm kind of weird feeling to explain the beauty around. As a beauty, I think in our team, I think beauty is the best solution to make agriculture more sexy. Yeah.
Okay.
From the current perspective of relatively dirty and cheap.
Yeah.
So I think we start from the identifying barrier, the challenge we're facing now.
I see.
So what we're facing now is currently agriculture is dirty. And then to attract people to the industry of agriculture. And what we can do is how to make the industry much more sexier or more attractive. The another barrier is that the vegetable is relatively cheap. That's why farmers is struggling or stop producing vegetables. And then to tackle this barrier, what we can do is how to increase the value of vegetables. Okay? So those two barriers we are facing now, and how the beauty works for that. So as you know, the beauty is kind of like a sensorial thing. So especially the target consumer will be ladies here. So ladies are happy to pay more for beauty. and beautiness to make yourself more beauty. Right? So it's priceless for them. So how to click those peoples?
Yeah.
So there are 2 steps here. The first step is how to create a story among like a beauty. How we link the story to vegetables. So this will address issues of like increase the value of vegetable and also increase consumption of vegetables. So the story is like for example, there is many people showing up, and then she can tell the story how vegetables change your life. How touching story it is. Right? So, for example, like pumpkin, I ate pumpkin a lot. Then I got a really, smoothie skin. For example, right? That's a really short story, but we can make it more dramatized. Okay? So that's first step, how to create a social like a trend like that, and then how to increase the income of the farmers, and also how to increase like a value. I think important thing is the trust from consumer, and that they want to buy the product which have a high trust. And also to increase the consumption, they want to know the variety of a cooking way of the vegetables. So we thought like a best solution to overcome, to tackle or to make it happen is direct interaction. There is a presentation that kind of activity has been already started, but I think we can do it more than that. Like a direct interaction means like from farmer to the food manufacturers, can be farmers to the normal consumers like us, and it can be direct interaction to the chef, the professionals. But all needs are different. They're happy to pay more, which really fit to themselves. So direct interaction will, make the needs more clear a lot, and then make farmers to make a choice what kind of vegetable they want to create. And from consumer point of view, maybe those like farmers are professionals of vegetables. They know how to cook it. They must know like 100 ways of cooking pumpkins, for example. Okay? So from consumer point of view, they can learn how to cook and increase the consumption. And from farmers, they can know what they want to, make the ladies in the world more beautiful. So I think that's the overall idea.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is the last team, and we are not talking about the beauty, which is such intangible stuff. We talk about the more technical stuff, which is remote control.
Okay.
More fancy, right? So we got this topic, and we think what we can do by utilizing remote control. And our plan is to utilize remote control to attract more young people. So, you guys. So what's in your mind, young people? Why not entering such a fantastic agriculture industry? So, young people A said that the work is too hard. We need to work outside. Some days it's too hot, some days it's too cold. And for some beautiful young ladies, you need to face insects which you don't like, right? So now we introduce the Roomba. So not a Roomba clean your room, of course. Roomba prepare everything for you. Prepare the farm for you, even farm for you. What you need to do just to stay in the office with air conditioner, drinking tomato juice, and scraping tomato. Okay? So come to the young lady B. Young lady B said, okay, that's fine. We have, now the work become easier, but how about my salary? So we introduce a sensor. Okay, your salary is low because you don't have stable output. Some year, your salary will go high because the harvest is good. Someday, it's opposite, right? So we use sensor to control everything for you. The water, the air, the sunshine, the insects, everything. Can use the sensor to detect everything for you. In that case, you can have stable output every year, so your salary will be protect, to be stable every year. Okay, now we solve basically every problem. Then some very tough guy will say that it's not fun. The job is not fun, it's agriculture. Okay, now we have the final killer solution for you. It's a mobile game. I like this very much. You can imagine that the people are staying every day, you commute to a job, you stay in the train and play games, right? How about link the mobile game to reality? What you perform, the performance you play in the farming game will be reflected to the reality. So the better your performance is, the better the harvest is. So, and also it's an online game. People will compete with each other. So you will try your best to output your best performance. So easy to farm, stable output, and better entertainment. I think this stuff can attract more young people. That's all. Thank you very much.
I'm very impressed. And probably some of you are now seriously thinking about getting into agriculture. And I thought it was some of the other ones like architecture and sort of supermarket as a farm idea was very interesting as well, and also the vertical things. I think that group had so many ideas, and it's also the remote control. I think people have this perception that agriculture is tough, hard, not much fun, very low income. I mean, these are the kinds of things that we hear so many times. But in reality, I mean, you can change these things, and I think there are several means. Whether you use art, whether you use education, whether you use entertainment, whether you use technology such as remote control. So I think there are lots and lots of means that you can transform the agriculture or the sort of bad image of, not great image of agriculture to make it more fun. And I think that's basically what it is. I think we have a lot of things that we tend to sort of worry about it. This is serious business. You shouldn't enjoy. But you can enjoy, you can love almost anything that you do. But that's how you position it. That's how you change the perception with a lot of means. So Kato-san, I hope we got some ideas for you. Probably you can give us a little bit of comments.
Yep. So thank you very much for many ideas. So I was very impressed about that. Agriculture has been very closed industry. But from now, agriculture have to be changed using by ideas which today you make, or yes, some other industry ideas should be put to agriculture now. Then we have to make food, own food by ourselves now. So you don't know well about agriculture now, but today we think about Japanese agriculture today. So continue to keep thinking about agriculture or rural area, because you're living in the center of Tokyo, I guess. So we have many problems in rural area or in agriculture or officially as well. So we need new ideas or new people who has many experiences in other fields. So please keep
coming up with ideas. Yeah, I think I think her concept of agriculture combined with something is a very, sort of innovative concept to start with, because we tend to sort of focus ourselves too much in one sector. And agriculture is so and so and so. But if you combine the two, and that's where the innovation comes in. Innovation is not a breakthrough ideas. most of them are a combination of several things. So I think in that sense, this exercise was very, very interesting because that opens up the whole world of ideas by exposing you to agriculture to some extent, and at the same time, the expert in agriculture to other things like design and entertainment and so forth. So I thought, whenever you are sort of stuck with the ideas, whether when you feel that you have no lights or you have no exits or outlets, try to combine whatever you're stuck with something else, and try that. I think that gives lots and lots of ideas, new ideas, and that really opens up. And so thank you very much for your active participation, and thank you very much, Kato-san. And at the end, what I would like to say, as always, is that if you come, we are trying to increase the repeat customers, as some of you talked about, rather than just one time. So if you come to the Davos Experience in Tokyo series 5 times, I'll give you the card with my stamp. Then you're invited to Yoko's bar. And I think like a few people already have been here more than 5 times. So it's coming up pretty soon. So if you don't have the card, and if you want one, just come up after we start the networking. So thank you very much. Thank you, Kato-san.